I thank the media fraternity for responding very positively towards the Federation press conference. In fact, today Naga people are confronting with many issues, and these are all in the social media also. Today, Naga Student Federation have called up for this press conference in regard to four issues. That the first issue is 147 contractual assistant professor. Second is Don Bosco assault case. Third is Nagaland University, and the fourth is Brendan Wilford, the IAS officer that has been the investigation has been going on. Coming back to the issue of 144 contractual assistant professors, not 147. Sorry, the Naga Student Federation is very serious on this issue, and this is a very blunt step taken by the government today. Naga Student Federation on 14th April 2025, we have already submitted a representation to the state government addressing Chief Secretary. So we are hoping that the government will positively respond to the call. But today, the Naga Student Federation expresses our firm objection towards the decision taken by the Cabinet on 11 September 2024, approving the absorption of 151 assistant professor serving on fixed pay under the Department of Higher Education as one-time dispensation. Today, the Naga Student Federation had given several representations through the statement and in many cases, but government still they are very reluctant to hear the voice of the Naga people, the Naga Student Federation and the public. Today, the Naga Student Federation condemned the decision taken by the state government and the department in regularizing 147th contractual assistant professors on 17th December 2024. I will track back to last year's history, where we met our minister in charge during October, and the Naga Student Federation very clearly stated that we don't support this absorption case. We have clearly mentioned that it should be rolled back. So the ministry in charge have told us, have assured us that this matter will be kept in abeyance and it will call for further consultation to all the stakeholders. That is what he assured. But today, very surprisingly, the department have taken a call to regularize 147 contractual assistant professors. And this is really hurting the sentiment of the people, the aspirant, where we always watch for meritocracy, fairness and justice. But today, the Naga Student Federation very strongly condemn the government and ask the government to immediately roll back the decision taken in the cabinet last year.
While participating on this particular issue of absorption of 147 assistant professors, the state cabinet took decision including 151 assistant professors, whereas two of them resigned as informed by the department, and two of them took a decision to be in the legislation decision of the state government to be absorbed of those people who were in service for 10 years, it is June 6, 2016. So, though the cabinet took decision for 151 assistant professors, the government proceeded with absorption on 147 assistant professors on December 17, 2024. And as Vice President has clearly mentioned, the Federation has met the Minister after the State Cabinet took a decision. And we have clearly declared the decision of the Federation on 2 occasions. But in the month of December, without the knowledge of anyone, the government took a decision of absorption. I can say it was a hide-and-seek policy of the state government, because according to the ministry in charge, department was supposed to have a serious consultation with the NSF. And though they were hearsay on this absorption, we came to know only in the month of January. So on the 8th April of this month, we have also had a meeting with the department. The ex-officio director headed and convened the meeting, and we have also demanded that the decision of the government should be rolled back. We have clearly demanded, though they were giving certain excuses, but I would say it was all emotional. We have demanded that they should be rolled back. So after which, again, the Federation has wrote to the state government demanding immediate revocation. Now, in regard to the pursuance of this issue, the Federation, in its endeavor, will continue to ensure that the assistant professor absorbed should be rolled back. Now, in the course of time, if the state government still is adamant and the cabinet decision is not reviewed or revoked, we will initiate our own course of action, which will be shared in public domain, and to ensure that the 147 absorption case should be rolled back. Now, when we look at the contractual appointments over the years, it has started way back 2009 till 2020. So initially they were enjoying a salary of 8,000. Now that was 2009, and it started to 12,000 and subsequently 20,000. In the year 2020, it came up to 30,000. So we understand the sentiments involved of the contract lecturers here, which is why we are not seeking for termination, and we are demanding the state government to roll back its decision. And we are very firm on this part.
See, on this note, the Federation is very clear. We need meritocracy, fairness, and justice. And it should all go in the requisition of NPSC. That is very clear, the mind of the Federation. Whether it doesn't affect the requisition in NPSC, as the department was stating, but for Federation, the aspiration of the students community and the young youths cannot be compromised. So it have to be in the fair means requisition.
As for now, we have demand for revocation of the order, so which means they should continue on contractual basis. So after the state government revokes this decision, NSF will definitely give its opinion as to what should be done for this 147. That will come at the later part. And with regard to the cabinet meeting that was initiated on 11 September, they have clearly written in the extract of the cabinet minutes that it is a one-time dispensation upon the serving assistant professors at a fixed pay. And they have also mentioned in the clause B, the absorption is conditional and subject to review. We are talking with facts and figures extracted from the department.
It is relating to the Nagaland University case, and our Publicity Information Secretary will brief on this issue.
Thank you once again. As everyone is all aware about the physical assault case of Nagaland University Lumami that happened last year December, we have sought termination of Professor Sarat Chandra, who is a very senior professor. we have sought termination of his position, but the matter is sub judice. So on 20th of February of this year, we have met the vice-chancellor with regard to this matter and other concerns which I will also share. We have sought his termination. It is because of his misconduct, and many of the victims have already shared what has happened in the past prior to this issue that came up in limelight. So we condemn the inaction of the vice-chancellor in the highest form because there has been no action initiated by the vice-chancellor. We are informed that he is under bail, but we are also informed by the students that Professor Sarat is seen in the university, though this matter is sub judice. So we are informing the vice-chancellor through this press conference that Professor Sarat should not be seen in the university again. And on 20 February, we have particularly and strongly mentioned that though he may win the case, the university should ensure that he should not be teaching in Nagaland University again. That is what we have demanded to the Vice-Chancellor. And upon these issues, we have also written with regard to 80% reservation of seats for Nagas of our state. So in this regard, he has assured Naga Students Federation that this will be implemented. However, physical mode of examination is being conducted for gazetted posts, both teaching and non-teaching positions. We have demanded that online video conference mode of interview for teaching positions and non-teaching gazette positions should not be conducted because we question the credibility of the recruitment board. Here, after COVID pandemic, after COVID pandemic has hit the world, Nagaland University, under the current vice-chancellor, has started virtual mode of recruitment exam for professors, and particularly for associate professors. So, in this conduct that has been undertaken for the past 2-3 years, we have identified that non-Nagas are being recruited. So we find there is manipulations in this recruitment policy because it is done through online conference, and as you know, even nowadays we can copy from Google. We have artificial intelligence now, so online examination should not be recruited to teach at the highest profession. So we will not allow the vice-chancellor to conduct online examination. If he continues to be a deaf ear to the demands of the NSF, we will ensure that we will go to any extent to ensure that our demands are fulfilled. And virtual platforms provide questionable personality because it should be a personal interview test. Be it Naga or non-Naga, they should come to Nagaland University and they should give the interview. As I have mentioned, we have records of non-Nagas being recruited, and which is why we are giving importance to our Naga people. Some people may question that our Nagas may not be qualified, but here we are talking about requisite qualification, the minimum qualification required to be in teaching profession. So when we met the Vice-Chancellor on 20 February, he was giving an excuse of financial expenditure incurred in bringing recruitment board individuals from other universities outside Nagaland. But we want to once again strongly condemn of his inaction towards the demand raised by the Federation, and in the coming days we will submit another representation with regard to this matter. And if he does not concede to the demand of the Federation, Vice-Chancellor has to address us this matter in the street. Let me tell you on a percentage wise, this needs to be known by everyone, because some people may be raising questions that Nagas are not qualified. But we have enough Nagas who are qualified, and we want to provide an opportunity to this educated people. So, with regard to the question raised, 95% of the teaching positions are being filled by non-Nagas. I can produce documents of such, and only 1 to 2 lecturers from Naga community are being selected. So NSF is of the strong opinion that Naga should be recruited, provided they should be qualified. And in line with that, as I've mentioned, we are opposing the online examination being conducted by under the current leadership of the Vice-Chancellor, and which should be discontinued. We have mentioned grade-wise. We have mentioned in a letter grade-wise. We are not issuing in public because we don't want people to know who they are. But we have, as determination order comes from the respective officers, we will ensure that it is declared in public domain.
So approximately about how many of them?
Like not grade-wise also, but all together.
Okay.
Those backward like this.
Approximately, we have identified around 50. First, that will be the phase 1. So we are continuously checking all the departments, and we will continue. In line with this, we will submit another representation again. So state government, as you all know, that state government has also assured its cooperation when it comes to backdoor appointments, termination. They have come out in public domain to submit a report of the legal appointments made in the department. Here, we are concerned about one thing is public sector undertakings. We have identified that the memorandum and the bylaws and the service rule of this public sector undertaking provides the authority of such departments to directly appoint to the pay level 10 to 13,000. So we have also mentioned about termination of such people. So in the course of time, we will continue to check the irregularities made in the departments. But through this press conference, we would like to warn the other departments who are trying to appoint pay level 3 and above on contract basis or on regular basis. This is a straight warning to the rest of the departments. The department should not invite ugly confrontations from the students community, because we are concerned about the upcoming generation, and because of the initiative of the NSF, Nagaland Staff Selection Board is in place. So all the vacancies arising from pay level 3 and above should be requisitioned to NSSB and NPSC.
And what if within 1 month's time they will not terminate these appointees then?
The Federation will initiate its course of action, and of course we will inform the general public through the media.